Heaven's California.
Yo guys, what is going on? Excuse the glasses, I've just been outside hanging some washing out, so they will turn back to normal colour in due course. But today's video then, we are going to be talking about England, but first of all I would just like to say a quick shout out, or not a shout out, but a recognition of the music producer slash rapper XXXTentacion. Last night actually got shot in a robbery and did indeed pass away in a critical condition. You know, it's very sad that, you know, we've now lost this year already two very, very talented musical artists, whether you liked Avicii's music or whether you liked XXXTentacion's music, sorry. It is sad because, you know, I was reading some of the posts on his online and stuff, and, you know, somebody said that he had, you know, he was only saying the other day, posted on Twitter, that he was looking forward to playing the new Kingdom Hearts game, and he's not going to get to play that down here, which is it is a wake up call. You know, you never know what's around the corner, and he's going to be playing that game up there with the big man. So I hope, you know, I'm hoping that he'll be looked after up there. And you know, he always said, one of the last things he said was, if I die, then one thing I want to know is that at least one person, if only just one person, listens to my music and takes something from it, then that's enough for me. And that's what I like to say in my videos. You know, as long as one person is still clicking on the videos each day, whether it's to just watch the videos, whether it's to listen to while you're in the bath, whether it's to fangirl over or to fanboy over, whatever you're into, I don't know. As long as one person is enjoying the day that one person doesn't enjoy, that's when I'm gone. But as long as one person is enjoying, then I will continue to make these videos for you guys. But that's enough of that. That's enough of the sad stuff. Move on to the more depressing. We'll move away from the depressing stuff. You know, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, say my thoughts and feelings are with the people that loved his music. There's a fly in here and I can hear it. I see it, it's over there. So you have to apologise if a fly comes over the camera and tries to attack me. But yeah, I just wanted to say my thoughts and feelings to anyone that really did like him and his music and all his family and friends out there. But we're going to talk England then. England last night did play their first World Cup match against Tunisia, and the game ended 2-1. And England really do know how to put us through the works, don't they? Leaving it very, very late to grab that win, 2-1 win, get 3 points on the board and start off the group as we mean to go on with a big fat W. But how did I think of the game? Well, we started off the game pretty well, didn't we? The first 20 minutes, created a good amount of chances. You know, the chances that we just didn't take. You know, by the end of the first half, we could have been a couple of goals up. You know, 3 or 4 goals up. You know, there was a chance that Sterling has missed. There was a chance that John Stones, Lingard, you know, the Dele Alli. There were chances that they missed, whether they were sleeping, whether the pressure was there, I don't know. You know, we played that rigid formation of the 3-5-2. We looked solid, okay? We looked okay in defence. Didn't really have too many troubles in the defence. The goalkeeper, we can't really make too much decisions on him because he wasn't really tested. But the first goal then, Harry Kane comes in from a whip ball from Young. I can't remember who tried to get on it. The goalkeeper saves it, and then Harry Kane taps it in, being the goal scorer that we know he is. You know, if you put Harry Kane in the box, there's a good percentage that he is going to score, and that's the one thing I worry about with England, that, you know, we play this 3-5-2. And we have the three at the back. Then we have Jordan Henderson, and then we had Lingard, Ali. Then we had Young and Trippier, and then we have Sterling and Kane up top. But for me, Sterling is not a striker. I just don't think his finishing is consistent enough. His finishing's been a lot better this season with Pep and under Manchester City, or with Manchester City and under Pep. But I just don't think he's quite what we need there. I think I'd rather see Sterling in replace of Dele Alli or Lingard. Probably going to be favouring to more towards Lingard. Lingard can definitely come on off the bench and make a difference. And maybe start with like a Marcus Rashford there. Because, you know, we have that two up there. He's kind of like, as Sterling is dropping back, and then Harry Kane is playing more forward. We're kind of playing a 3-5-1-1, which can kind of work. I think I'd rather see Harry Kane alone up top, with Sterling just behind him, if that's how we're going to play it. But, yeah, the first 20 minutes were good, and then after the 20 minutes, it kind of slowed down, and, you know, I was... As much as I don't really appreciate Martin Keown's commentary, you know, he annoys me with some of the pundits and commentators annoy me with some of the things they say. He was like, you know, I think there was a moment in the second half where Dele Alli was just wandering offside and picks up the ball. And, you know, he said he's half asleep, he's sleeping. And the second half especially, they were definitely sleeping. You know, we didn't really make many chances. Most of our chances came in that first half, and... You know, we could have gone in half-time 3 or 4 goals up. And we didn't. We come in half-time at 1-1 because of a very controversial and very soft penalty. The ball comes over the top. There's a Tunisian player in the box. The trajectory of the ball, say the ball's about here and it's going to land about here. The player's where my finger is right now. And he wouldn't have got on the ball. Okay, he wouldn't have got on the ball. He plays it very well, the Tunisian player. He makes it look like he's just been roughed up by Kyle Walker, goes to the ground, referee blows the whistle, gives the penalty, and then everyone's thinking, oh crap, you know, I'm down here. I wasn't sat in this seat, I was sat in the one next to me. You know, my mum was over that side of the room, my dad was sat next to me. They don't really watch football apart from the World Cup and the Euros. So, you know, I don't even think they could have named an England player on that pitch before the game started. But, you know, the Pickford in the goal. You can't blame the goalkeeper for not saving a penalty. I don't really blame anyone for that. You know, it's a very soft penalty. But, you know, that happens. It's football. And we carried on. And in that time, we needed to attack the game again. Because, you know, playing against a team like Tunisia, you know that Tunisia, you know, this whole World Cup has been very defensive. Teams have been very, very defensive. Especially playing against these big teams, you know. It was Argentina. Who were they playing? Costa Rica, I think, maybe? If I remember correctly. I'll have to pull it up. Let's just pull up some of the scores here. I said I was going to do a review video on some of the World Cup games, or the first round, but I think I'll just mix it in a little bit here. Let's go for the World Cup fixtures then. You know, we had... Is it going to show the previous ones? Yes, we had Russia 5-0 against Saudi Arabia. Little bit fishy, but, you know, Russia, supposedly the worst ranked team in the competition. I think they played alright, but Saudi Arabia were pretty tragic. Uruguay against Egypt, another big team. Uruguay, you know, especially defensively, they're decent, and they have two of the best forwards in the world. They were very, very lucky to get the win against Egypt. Then you had the Morocco-Iran, again, not really a big team. Portugal and Spain, out of the big teams, look to be two of the best teams to be on it right now. You know, Portugal, they've got Ronaldo, he's the best player in the world. Even at his age, he's still the best, and he's brilliant on the big stage, and he got them the draw with Spain. Spain looked very good. France didn't look that convincing against Australia, let's be honest. Argentina, Iceland, that was the one. Argentina didn't look that great. You know, you have all these eyes on Messi, but Messi didn't really perform. You had Germany, they didn't perform against Mexico. You know, Mexico played with the counter-attack, they played with the pace. Germany's defence, it isn't the quickest, I'll give him that. It is not the quickest. You know, Kimmich isn't that quick, Plattenhardt isn't the quickest. Boateng and Mats Hummels aren't the quickest either. You know, Brazil, their game was so exciting against Switzerland, I actually fell asleep. Belgium, they played pretty well against Panama, and England, they played okay against Tunisia. You know, there were spells of if we could keep that level of play throughout the whole tournament, the first 20 minutes of that game, throughout a whole game, I think we'd be alright. But if we, you know, when we get out that group stage, our first test is going to be Belgium. You know, our third group stage game, we play like that against Belgium and we go sleepy, where they're going to punish us because they have 3 players up front they've got Eden Hazard, they've got Dries Mertens, and they've got Romelu Lukaku. 3 natural goal scorers. We have the one goal scorer under Harry Kane. The rest of them bottled so many chances yesterday. We know they can score, but there's a difference between being able to score a goal and being a goal scorer. You put a goal scorer in front of goal, 9 times out of 10 they're going to score. And that's our Harry Kane. I think we should really we're going to lean on Harry Kane to try and get us through this tournament. But we went into half-time then, 1-1. There were a couple of chances, or a couple of things that happened in the box, coming from England's set pieces that I didn't really agree with. It happened twice in the night, and, you know, if the referee's blown the penalty for the Carl Walker challenge on the Tunisian man, then he should be blowing the whistle for the 2 challenges on Harry Kane. Our player got wrestled to the floor, and the official just waved it off. He just went, nope, not interested, and the game played on, and there was some really bad refereeing yesterday. I think the officials were not great, and whether that's because, you know, there's all sorts of things you could fly around. You could say, oh, Russia don't like England, they're gonna throw some money at an official and say badly officiate this game. I don't know if that happens in football. You know, Russia now being the leading top goal scorers in the competition, it's a little bit fishy, but their group is obviously a lot weaker than a lot of the other groups. Second half from England, it wasn't great, I'll be honest. It was not great. It was slow, sleepy football again, going back to that passing sideways, backwards. And I understand that a lot of people say, oh, they should have scored 5 or 6. We could have scored 5 or 6, but I wouldn't go into the game against Tunisia expecting England to score 5 or 6 goals. Because a lot of their players we took to this competition, you have to understand, are not in their prime. Okay, they're very young. Harry Kane, only 24. The next World Cup, I'm probably going to guess he's still going to be England captain. I would like us to keep a captain, and I'd like us to keep a manager for more than a couple of years. But I'm guessing he's going to be 28. He's going to be in his prime. Now, you know, this World Cup, England have not gone into the competition with much expectation from us, the fans. You know, it can't get much worse than the last World Cup or the last Euros. The Euros not dropping out to Iceland, that was an underestimation of the opposition. And then the World Cup, coming home from the World Cup with just a single point against Costa Rica, wasn't really good enough from an England perspective. But again, that was a tough group. We had Italy, Costa Rica and Uruguay. So that was a tough group. This time around, I'd love to see him get out the group stage. I would be very surprised if England didn't get out the group stage, even if we had say we just had a draw and a draw against Belgium and Panama. 5 points would probably be enough to get us through. But we don't know what the manager said to the players at the end of the day. You know, he might have gone out there and said, you know what, we probably won't have to give it 110% today. You know, it's a weaker opposition. It's still a good opposition because they qualified for the World Cup. That's what you have to remember. And Tunisia, for the most of that second half, defending, had 11 men behind the ball and 8 or 9 men in the box for set pieces. It's tricky to attack against a team that is... It's like trying to get through a brick wall. You're going to need a hammer. And we don't have that hammer. You know, when we brought a few subs on, we brought on Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I still don't know how Ruben Loftus-Cheek has gone and someone like Jack Wilshere hasn't. We bring on Fabian Delph, I think. Did we bring on Fabian Delph? I'm not sure. We brought on Marcus Rashford for Raheem Sterling. I'd like to see Rashford given a go against Panama, a striker with Harry Kane. He might not have the creativity that Raheem Sterling can offer, but we have the creativity from Jesse Lingard and Dele Alli behind them in the CAM roles. If you wanted to, you could swap, you know, drop Lingard for a game, try Sterling a bit further back, and try Rashford up at the striker. We know Rashford can finish. You know, we've seen that both at Manchester United when he's given the opportunity to be creative, and in the England team. So yeah, all in all, it was a decent performance from England yesterday. And you know, people say it's not how you win in these competitions. It's just, you know, a win is a win. does it matter if we get, 15 goals or 1 goal? People probably aren't going to remember the group stage games, and that's true. In club competitions or in cup competitions like this, you've got to have that performance on the day. Whether you get a 1-0 or a 10-0, you're still going through to the next round. Goal difference helps in the group stage, especially say if we're level on points with Belgium when it comes to it. If we draw with Belgium go through on goal difference, then that'd be a bit of a kick in the teeth, knowing that we had a Tunisian game where we could have got a couple of extra goals. But, it happens, and I'm hoping that my expectations aren't too high of England. I'd like to see them get through the group stage, as I said. Then the next group of teams that we'd come up against in the round of 16 are okay teams, to be honest. They're not great. It's Poland, Japan, Colombia and Senegal. And on a good day, I think we could beat all them teams. If we do get that far in the competition, which I'm expecting we will do. I am very much expecting we will do that. That game will be on in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, England, it's always a tricky one, isn't it? A lot of international fans put a lot of pressure on their team, but England is always one that has a lot of pressure from the media and journalists and pundits making up stuff. And it is tough for a lot of people. They always say, oh, it's hide behind the sofa time, you can come back out from behind the sofa. It's a bit, England are a bit of a living meme. We've had players with so much promise over the last 20 or 30 years and never really got much from it, have we? We got to a few semi-finals at best. But, we still believe. And you never know, if we're lucky, the trophy could come back to us this year. But, it'd be a very, very hard time to get there, to get past the big European sides and the likes of Brazil and Argentina, Spain, Portugal, France, Germany, even Belgium. All them teams are going to be tough. Would all be tough games for England. Not just difficult games, but tough games coming against a team that has better quality players than we do on paper, and generally tends to do better in tournaments than we do. But 50 years without a World Cup, never won a European Cup either. It's tough being an England fan. I was talking to a friend the other day, and she laughed, and I said, it's at this stage of the tournament, the only thing I can say is it's very open. But I do know that Italy, Netherlands, and the USA, 3 countries that generally tend to qualify for the World Cup, that will not be winning the World Cup this year. But apart from anyone else, honestly, it's too close to call. It's too close to say. I just don't know. But I think that's where I'm going to end this little England review then, guys. If you did enjoy, please do remember to show your support. Hit that like button down below. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. I've been David. This has been my England versus Tunisia World Cup review. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay awesome, stay happy, and I will catch you all in the next video. Goodbye.